Ashwini is the beginning of the nakshatra scheme. There are 27 nakshatras, and once a planet moves till the point of Ashlesha nakshatra, like Mars is in Ashlesha right now, it completes the first leg of its journey. At the junction of Ashlesha and Magha Nakshatra lies the Gandanta zone, the junction between the water zodiac of Cancer and the fire zodiac of Leo. This junction is volatile. This junction resembles maturity. This junction is the junction of moon and sun. This is what you call as Sushumna. This junction is very important because it matures a planet. The first phase from Aries to Cancer is more about education. It's more about learning. It's more as if it's the initial days of a planet's life. Then once it enters the sign of Leo, and from Leo to Scorpio, it is more into the material world. It's more into the desire. And all these events of life begins with the journey into Magha Nakshatra. Mars is one such planet that will move into Magha Nakshatra on 20th of July this year. It will continue in this nakshatra for 20 days approximately. Although Mars will be in Leo for quite some time after the movement from Magha Nakshatra, but in this nakshatra, Mars will stay for 20 days. Magha is a very special and unique nakshatra, and it begins a planet's journey into the material world. Mars is the military general. Mars is the capacity to do work. Mars is the fire. Mars is the willpower, courage, the power to achieve. Aries is the zodiac sign ruled by Mars, so our life begins with the power to achieve. But once Mars becomes debilitated, it means Mars is losing its negative and tamasic strength. Mars is being polished. So when Mars enters Leo, Mars enters Magha Nakshatra, it regains all the power that it has lost in the sign of Cancer. Let's understand quickly in this video what will happen when Mars will enter this unique and very powerful nakshatra of Magha. But before that, like the video, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you and me can stay connected. Comment your views in the comment section below, and you can follow me on Telegram and Instagram. I upload exclusive videos on Telegram and Instagram, short videos which cannot be uploaded on YouTube, and many more contents on my other social media platforms. The links are given in the description box below. And if you want to take my consultations, you can drop me an email. The email ID is here on the screen or in the description box below. Let's begin with Mars transit in Magha Nakshatra. Mars, Mangal, the planet of auspiciousness, Mangalik Karya, aggression, passion, willpower, courage, military, who is a soldier, who has the power to fight, masculinity. Mars is the blood and the adrenaline rush in your body, capacity to take risk, capacity to give it back. It's all in one planet. Well, Magha is a different kind of nakshatra. Magha is a nakshatra which has some relation to clouds, rains, fertility. Magha is basically a nakshatra which means to reap the past life karma. And that is why this nakshatra is ruled by Pitra, the guardians of from our past lives, our ancestors, or the blessings of our ancestors. So when Mars goes into Magha Nakshatra, it means the capacity to do work is now transferred to handling the karmas from the past life. You can have a planet in Magha Nakshatra in your horoscope. Then Mars is going to activate the centers of that planet and the core areas that your planet rules, and you will have to focus on that areas in life. Magha is a nakshatra which is represented by a sickle. That means to cut the harvested crops. Now the crops are grown after the rains of Ardra and after the moist and the fertile behavior of Cancer zodiac sign. Now it's the time to reap the benefits. And Magha is the nakshatra where you reap the benefits of the harvested crops. It also means that it can act as a sharp sickle that can cut you out from one position and place you into some other position. That is why Magha is a very intense nakshatra. Although it means reaping the past life karma, purva punya, but it also means that if you have been cursed or if you have a curse in your horoscope, that also gets reflected whenever a malefic planet or a strong planet like Rahu, Shani, Ketu or Mars transit Magha Nakshatra. Because these harsh planets are going to make you work towards the properties of Magha Nakshatra. Well, Magha Nakshatra is also symbolized by a throne, a king's throne or a palanquin. Now let's quickly understand what's a palanquin. It's like a small home in transit. So when Mars is in that nakshatra, your strength is seen towards building or moving. Either you want to build something in your life or you want to move out from one place, uproot yourself and place into some other place. Surprisingly, the nakshatra also has a planetary association in Vimshottari scheme with Ketu. So when Ketu has an association with Magha Nakshatra, you can understand that it means detachment. It doesn't mean attachment. It means you get something, now what are you going to do with it? For example, you put your efforts into sowing the crops, sowing the seeds. Now you have the crops, now you cut the crops, now you have the grains. But what are you going to do with that grains? Are you going to cook food for your family? Or you are going to sell that grain in the market? You will throw the grain in the drain or you will put it in the godown for as a future saving. That is something what the planet in Magha is going to decide. This time when Mars goes into Magha Nakshatra, definitely Mars creates fight for resources. It means you will have to struggle, you will have to build yourself, and that courage will come in your life that will put you out from deep-rooted problems in life. Well, this is a very, very good time to get out from trouble. Doing some remedies, acting positively, knowing your own horoscope, understanding the complexity of the planets, and trying to get out from the things that are holding you down, well, Mars in Magha is the best time for that. Magha is also represented by a king's throne. A king is sitting. When Mars goes into Magha Nakshatra, it means that the military general is sitting on the throne. On a negative side, it represents a coup in your life. Someone whom you have thought to be your ally can actually betray you. Your business partner can overtake you. But on the positive side, this is a good time to sell off a business. This is a good time to sell off your property. Somebody is overtaking your own property. Mars is also ability to work, so it also shows that you will be able to work towards reaching to that throne. But because Ketu, which is moksha, rules this particular nakshatra, you will need your ancestral blessings. You will need the blessings of your grandfathers, forefathers, your own father and mother. You will need blessings of public, because a king can be made a king and can be accepted as a king only if he works towards the society, if he works towards the public. Only then he can be said he is a true king, otherwise he will be forever damned in the history. So you have to prove, can you be a king? Can you have the capacity? Similarly, Mars in Magha also means a king who is going to the battlefield. King is acting as a soldier, or a soldier is acting as a king. Both ways it is true. So in this case, you have to understand that your strength should come out to the maximum. This is the time to showcase your power in a positive and optimistic way and put your power into the right direction so that you can get out of the uncomfortable, miserable position if you are in such a position right now. Mars in Magha is going to give you that blessing and you have to go back to your roots, because going to Ketu means going back to your roots. Now the entire Magha Nakshatra is at from 0 degree of Leo to 13 degree 20 minutes of Leo. The entire Magha sits in a Leo zodiac sign. So definitely the power of Sun comes into picture. So definitely in this case, the ego may rise, the arrogance may rise, the threats may rise. So you have to maintain a nice peaceful mind. Collective consciousness has to be there. Calm, control and positive mindset is going to put you into a position where you can get out of the problems. This is the time to act, this is the time to act hard, and this is the time to act and aim big, because if you are aiming, if Mars is aiming something, he is aiming the king's throne. So you have to prove your worth, and this is the time that you will prove your worth. This is the time where your confidence will rise, this is the time when your power will rise, this is the time when you can also become overconfident and overdo things. So on one hand, it has a positive aspect. On the other hand, you have to ensure that the energy of Mars should not short circuit you. You should not have sleepless nights and you should not think too much. Otherwise, this Mars Magha can only make you insecure. Especially if you have a bad Sun, a bad Mars, or bad planets in the sign of Leo, the Mars transit on that particular zone is possibly going to mentally dethrone you, or you will have scare that somebody might dethrone me. It can be true in business, it can be true in personal life, it can be true in your office. Role change, career change, all these things are a part and parcel, because in today's day and age, nobody is fighting a war in the battlefield in real sense. Very less wars are being fought compared to what was being fought in the previous time. This time, the war is internal. The war is divided into small factions. The war is within the office. The war is between two business. It's all about competition. Competition is becoming a war nowadays. So the distribution of energy of Mars is far more differentiated than it was in the previous era. But in this era, Mars energy is differentiated and fragmented in multiple facets of life. And you have to control all those facets that will need competition, that will need head-on collision. And when Mars is in Magha, think big, but stay grounded. Because Ketu means roots. So a king has to be grounded. He should know on what platform he is standing. And when Mars goes, his strength is supreme. So if you can fight back, but never lose your ground, just because you got power, you are misusing the power, then remember one thing. From the sign of Leo, that means from the position of Mars, Saturn is getting retrograde. It is moving retrograde 6th from the Leo zodiac sign, which means Saturn is ready to bring out bad enemies. Good thing is, when Mars moves into Magha Nakshatra, Jupiter aspect will fall on the same Mars. In fact, for the entire duration of the Leo zodiac sign or Leo transit of Mars, Jupiter will aspect Mars, which is in fact a good thing. But the time when Mars is moving into Magha Nakshatra, which is 20th of July, Sun moves in the sign of Cancer. Sun is losing the strength. Sun, which is the house lord of the Leo zodiac sign, is going in the Cancer zodiac, 12th from itself. I'm going to make another video for Mars transit in full Leo zodiac sign. Subscribe to get the notifications. But if you just talk about Magha Nakshatra, Magha also have a very close association with the king, because after all, Sun is the king. And if Sun is in the sign of debilitation of Mars, Mars cannot play negative role here, because if the moment Mars play negative role, something will happen that will simply break the confidence, because Sun will be under direct aspect of Shani, which is sitting in the enemy house of Mars. So you should ensure that your efforts, confidence, willpower, courage, masculinity should not be toxic. It should be for the good, not only for yourself but also for the people around you, because the moment you break the rule, you will be dethroned. The position of planets are trying to help you, but if you try to misplay, if you try to play around with the negative energies, then Sun and Saturn is sitting to simply teach Mars a lesson. So overall, if I say Mars transit in Magha Nakshatra is actually very unique. It's a transit where if you don't have a throne, you will build a throne for yourself, because Mars is that kind of planet. It can build right from the scratch. It's like a sphinx which rises from the ashes, but only if you are doing good karma. You will need the support of Saturn and you will need the support of Sun in order for Mars to function positively. Overall, it's a power-packed, growth-bound and successful transit for Mars and for everybody around us. Just ensure that don't create war-like scenario in your life when you don't need a war. Remember, where you need a needle, you don't need a sword. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate your time. And if you like the video, please like the video and comment your views. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will never miss another update. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, this is your host Puneet. Namaste.